from the bank, M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland, where two division winners of the AFC South and the AFC North collide in a Week 5 matchup. Neither one of these two teams off to a good start whatsoever. Texans on a 3-game skid, and Baltimore off to a 1-3 start themselves. Who will cement the turnaround of their season? Will it be Lamar Jackson's Baltimore Ravens or C.J. Stroud's Houston Texans? We will find out in just about an hour's time. These are two top dogs, though, in the AFC. Offensive production is at a maximum, and as of late this season, their defense has been at a minimum, especially on the Houston side. After that Week 1 win in LA, a 3-game losing streak, including a blowout loss to Jacksonville, simply have not looked very good in a couple of weeks. Ravens took down the Lions, though, tripped and fell against the Browns. Played some tough teams. They look to bounce back against another great opponent. Braxton Berrios out across the 30 to the 32. And C.J. Stroud will get our evening started. Texans trying to get to 2-3. The AFC South extremely competitive this season. You got the Jags at 2-2, the Colts at 3-1. Everybody looking up there, including Tennessee, also at 500 through the opening 4 weeks. Very important bounce-back game for this man right here, C.J. Stroud, as he backpedals on 1st and 10, steps up, and he's sacked. First play not going very well. Texans headed the wrong direction. As we welcome everybody joining me, SM, John Zeller, EG Pro, and everybody else joining me throughout. Hopkins, Andrews, and Lamar. We got a busy day in fantasy. Remind me who's got who today for personal incentives. Loss of 5 on the play for C.J. Stroud as he goes down the middle, connects with Christian Kirk. That's the former Jaguar. Trenton Simpson there makes the tackle. What up, Games? What up, Die Hard Fits fan? As we meet the Raven defense for today, Namadi Matabike, Broderick Washington, Travis Jones, John Jenkins, Kyle Van Noy, Roquan Smith, Trenton Simpson, Odefa Owe, Nate Wiggins, Chidobe Awuzie, Marlon Humphrey, Jair Alexander, Kyle Hamilton, and the rookie Malachi Starks in the backfield. Here goes Stroud on 3rd and 8, connects, and he will convert to Joe Mixon, who apparently has recently sustained a foot injury, so might see a lot more of Nick Chubb coming up here in the upcoming weeks. Got the Texans in the upset. That reminds me of the pick'em split today, 34-3 in favor of Baltimore. Houston trying to stun the football world today. As Stroud goes back down the center, it's the Iowa State Cyclone Isaiah Higgins, or Jaden Higgins, I should say, with the catch there. I don't know how many times I've called him Isaiah Higgins this season. I don't even know where that name comes from. Is there an Isaiah Higgins? There has to be, right? Yeah, he went to Tiffin University. That's so random. Stroud on a 1st and 10 will hand off to Mixon. Got a good block. Roquan takes him down as we'll meet the Houston offense for today. It is C.J. Stroud back at the helm in the year 2025. Joe Mixon and Nick Chubb as backup. Nico Collins, Christian Kirk, Jaden Higgins at wide receiver. Tank Dell probably missing the opening half of the season. And Dalton Schultz and Brevin Jordan at tight end. If the Texans can establish their run game, going to find a lot more success on the offensive end as Stroud again picks out in the open man. It's Nico Collins. And that's a 1st down near the red zone. What up, A-Rod? What up, Bull? Who picked Houston? Good question. I'm going to head to the Google Sheets real quick and take a look at who exactly was bold enough to pick them. 1st and 10 year for C.J. Stroud, knocking on the doorstep of the red zone belonging to Baltimore. Inside pass is caught again. It's Higgins. That's a 10-yard pickup. Up to the 11-yard line. Let me see. The mock draft guy who is currently 2-0 has Houston today. And then Game Sonic. Who is the other one? Moose. New set of downs once again for number 7. He has played comfortable football in this drive. That continues. Dalton Schultz gets his hand on the football for the first time today. What up, Jared the Pets fan? I am a Browns fan. What up, Retro? Ravens equal easy win, no biggie. And it's not been the case this year. Even the Browns got a taste of some Baltimore Raven. Looks like Nico Collins up top one-on-one with Marlon Humphrey. Inside handoff goes to Mixon. Almost broke the initial tackle. He'll end up losing 2. Raven defense able to pounce on top of him. Matabike that time. Beaks as they call him. With the wrap up on a second down. Sets up third and medium to long. Can the Ravens make a stand inside their own 10-yard line? They sure hope so. Dalton Schultz lining up in the slot up top here. On a 3rd down and 7, Stroud going to fire to the end zone. And Nico Collins, the Michigan Wolverine, is in for 6. And it continues, these two finding each other week after week. And the bank falls silent once again. It's the Buckeye to Wolverine connection. Rivals in college, best friends here in Houston. Good start for this Houston offense. As we mentioned, they have been struggling the last couple of weeks. Not putting up nearly as many points as they should, given the weapons they have. And they have also added this season with a speedy wide receiver in Jaden Higgins, as well as Nick Chubb at running back 2. Extra point for Kemby Fairbairn is up and good. Houston leads 7-0 after a 10-play, 67-yard drive in just over 4.5 minutes. Ravens defense has underperformed all season pretty much. In the games that they have played well, their offense has not reciprocated. I mean, you think about a 13-10 loss to the Browns. They had a pick on Joe Flacco in the red zone, and they lose that game. The only time I could say that their defense has actually bailed them out was against Detroit, only giving up 17 points to that offense. Mighty impressive. I'd say their offense might actually have looked worse than their defense this year. I don't know. Never on the same page thus far. Can that change in October? That is the hope. Ravens on the return from the 5-yard line as the 2-time MVP Lamar Jackson will get his afternoon started 71 yards away from the end zone. 2019 and 2023 most valuable player. Not gonna lie, EG Pro, I have not watched WWE in like years. I would say it was my 2017 prime. That was a lot of fun though, while it lasted. Loaded backfield here for Baltimore on their opening offensive play. Likely and Ricard join Henry and Jackson as Lamar goes play action. Sets and fires left side, pass caught by Andrews. Up the sideline across the 50, still going inside the 40-yard line. And the Baltimore offense heard all the criticism from the booth. They take immediate advantage of a poor defensive scheme. Big pickup there for Jackson. And Mark Andrews has been having a good couple of weeks here. Tight end off to a hot start. In 2025, here comes an extra blitzer, not going to get home in time as that pass caught by Rashad Bateman. We will meet the Raven offense for today. Lamar Jackson backed up by the former Cowboy Cooper Rush this year. Derrick Henry, Justice Hill, and Keaton Mitchell in the backfield. Save Flowers, Rashad Bateman, and new addition, DeAndre Hopkins at wide receiver. Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely still holding it down at tight end. One of the best tight end duos in the National Football League, especially in the American Football Conference. Here goes King Henry, runs over a man. That's a big first down. 9-yard pickup. That is a conversion and a half. Texan defense going to have to find some answers for that man right there today. Who's playing next? Dolphins, Panthers tomorrow night. Jackson now with 2 receivers left and right. Hopkins is the motion man on a 1st and 10. Jackson again going to step and fire. Caught by Henry again on a mission this week. You simply cannot avoid the big hits of number 22. They call him the King for a reason. What up, Kyder Jester? Absolutely. Spell Zay Flowers touchdown. Oh, it's certainly possible. Can he open up the scoring for Baltimore? No targets yet for the Florida State Seminole. Could it be time here as he is to Lamar Jackson's left-hand side on a 2nd and 4 from inside the red zone. Pass down Main Street. Caught by Bateman again. The Minnesota Gopher on the reception. All right, let me get this Discord link in chat real quick. There's that for you guys. Anybody in chat able to click that if you haven't yet joined the Discord and would like to get some scoring and scheduling updates live to the second. Goal to go here for Baltimore. Trying to go drive for drive with C.J. Stroud's Texan offense. Jackson on a QB keeper. Completely fooled the defense, and he's in for the touchdown. Lamar Jackson to what Lamar Jackson thinks. Texas and Lamar Jackson scoring rushing touchdowns. Ravens an extra point away from a tie game here at home. That was a thing of beauty. Read the eyes of the defensive player, made him make the choice, and that makes life 10 times easier as the quarterback. Good drive there from Baltimore. Neither team actually really tripped over their own 2 feet on their opening possessions. Hard to tell if it's good offense or bad defense based on the way these two teams have been playing all year long, especially that opening play for Baltimore. Extra point is up and good. Ravens draw even with a 6-play, 71-yard drive in just over 2.5 minutes themselves. Packers probably happy somewhere. He's got Lamar, I'm assuming. I kind of scrolled past that. Packers got Lamar. Game says Hopkins and Andrews. Wow, 2 targets. I like that, though. Bold, but it could work. I guess your success rate technically could be higher. Not against that. There's Games using the Ravens block emo, celebrating his 2-month member anniversary a couple days ago. Appreciate you sticking around into August. Texans will take back over. Short kick return for Braxton Berrios as he is buried at the 26. Stroud stepping back out. Got a nice little break there. Not too happy with the result his defense produced, but he will have to settle for a tie game. I can smell a shootout here. I'm not going to lie. This game goes one of 2 ways. Either it becomes a turnover fest or it's going to be like 75 combined points. Houston will take back over 1st and 10 as C.J. Stroud from under center hit as he throws, and he gets it in there to Christian Kirk. Stepped in and took a shot from Odefa Owe, but he found a narrow path, and that is a near first down catch there for the former Jaguar. That was a thing of beauty. Stroud, of course, trying to break the curse, so to speak, of the Ohio State quarterback carousel in the National Football League as he goes downfield on the sideline. Catch is made. And could not quite tell who that was that time. I believe that was Nico Collins. I think he had a superstar thing underneath of him. Who's going to win the College Football 26 championships? I'm going Texas this year. Under 2 to go now in the opening period. Stroud trying to stay hot through the air. Finds Dalton Schultz one more time. Escorted out of bounds by Marlon Humphrey. That is a 6-yard pickup. Northern Illinois Huskies. Shout out to the team that took down Notre Dame when nobody else could. Until Ohio State. Would have been hilarious if Notre Dame ended up winning it all. Co-national title champions, right? 2nd and 4, Baltimore. Going to set 4 again as Stroud goes down the middle, and he's nearly picked off. That is a Derek Carr type of pass. Wow. Believe that was Dalton Schultz again. Where do I think Micah's going to go? I'd love to see him in a Tampa Bay Buccaneer jersey, but I think he'll go back to Dallas. We'll see. Not a good pass there from Stroud. Houston fortunate to maintain possession. 3rd and 4, the drive continues though. Schultz again, and Stroud over 100 yards passing. We talked about running the football being effective today against this Raven defense. However, C.J. Stroud has found a strength through the air. No need to establish something. That is unnecessary. Not a bad toss there. Texan offense is moving here with diligence. Stroud from the shotgun at the 35. Again, Dalton Schultz getting going. What about Terry? Terry's an interesting one, you know. I actually feel like he's going to go somewhere quiet. Like, I know the Raiders might legit be a candidate for him. Sounds crazy, but it might be true. We'll see. Only time will tell. Fullback checks in here for Houston. Into the I formation. As Stroud off the play action to Joe Mixon. Sets and fires again, puts it in there. That's a 1st down conversion. And that is his fullback. How about that? Everybody getting some love here at M&T Bank Stadium. 17 people in chat. Don't forget to drop your likes down below. Try to get to 10 before the end of the first quarter. 30 seconds to go now. Houston back inside the 20. Stroud off the bootleg left. Sets it again. Going to check it down. Nicely taken what's in front of him. No complaints there from this offense. Brevin Jordan, the backup tight end, comes off his block. Finds himself in open territory. As we tick ourselves down toward the end of the opening quarter. And that will be it for the opening 10. Even match thus far. It's the Texans 7, the Ravens 7 in our first 1 o'clock game of week number 5. Headed down to the other 15-yard line. The second quarter underway from M&T Bank Stadium as Mixon picks up 4.5. Good carry there, almost broke it up top. Opportunity, though, for a Ravens stop. Will be the first all game for either team. Don't forget, we are oh so close to Madden 26 coming out on Thursday night. The Broncos, led by Mo Nix, at 3-1, and the 4-0 Eagles, our opening game there. Don't want to miss that. Going to be a stellar matchup. 3rd and inches, handoff up the middle, and Mixon is denied. Trenton Simpson brings him down right at the line of scrimmage. So now a choice to be made for the Houston Texans. Watt, Micah, they don't need it though. They got Highsmith and Herbig. They're perfectly fine. Offense going to stay on the field here on a 4th and inches. Inside handoff is swallowed whole. Matabike does it by himself. Raven defense turns him over on downs. Joe Mixon had no alley of open space that time, and big number 92 empowers himself into the backfield. One heck of a play. What up, Sid? So are you? Customers keeping you busy? I hear you, man. That was the story of my day. That and the game nearly getting walked off by Jose Ramirez today. That was a very entertaining game. Every game in the Twins Guardians series finished 5-4. Each of the 3 games, Guards won the first 2 5-4, lost the last one 5-4. Funny enough, Baltimore defense gets the first stop. As this place quiets down for a Lamar Jackson drive, Derrick Henry gets him started. That's a 10-yard pickup. Another brutal hit on Christian Harris. What a Flash Gordon. EA/Madden has the Ravens as the top overall team in Madden 26. I can kind of see it. Offense I get, defense maybe not. We'll see though. Henry picks up 9.5 on his second carry. Here comes number 3, gets up top, and that will convert him. Half a yard picked up, that's all he needed. Ravens drive extended. Need the Ravens to get me back on track in the pick'em. Believe it or not, despite only having, I think, 4 unbeaten pick'ems left, maybe 3, there will already be a guaranteed pick'em. Undefeated still after this game, no matter what. Zay Flowers in motion, still yet to have a target here. On 1st and 10 in the second quarter. Jackson goes right side again, loving Rashad Bateman, and that's why. C.J. Gardner-Johnson late to the party. That's the first down of 10. Golden Gopher, been the golden guy. Imagine Parsons with the Ravens. Now that would be entertaining. Myles Garrett, Micah Parsons, T.J. Watt, Trey Hendrickson, all in the same division. What? Wow. Jackson from the pistol. That is his dual threat positioning. And finally somebody takes Derrick Henry down on the first try. It took nearly 5 full carries for that to happen. But the Houston defense got there in the end. Do want to take a look at the Houston schedule. I want to see who they play next week. King Henry picks up 7. On 1st and 10, right back to him they go. He will convert across the 50. Again, C.J. Gardner-Johnson has to come to the rescue of this defense. Yeah, let's take a look at the Houston schedule. Beat the Rams, fell to Tampa, Jacksonville, and Tennessee in that crazy game. They take on Seattle next week. No, actually, they're on a bye in week 6. Ravens back across the 50. Here goes Jackson off the play action. Through the seams, low, and it's intercepted. C.J. Gardner-Johnson off the tip drill. And Madden realism finally strikes. What up, Leon Trey? What up, Trey? You have got the Ravens, my friend. Not a good time for that to happen either. Wow. Baltimore fans are displeased. That is the average Lamar Jackson turnover. A little bit low. Zay Flowers couldn't control it. And right time, right place for C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Wow. What up, King Chevalier? Here's the guy that picked the Browns yesterday. Shout out to King Chevalier having faith in my guys, even though I didn't. John Cena, Cody Rhodes for the WWE Undisputed Championship. You know, Cody Rhodes, I have a feeling it's going to be a Cody Rhodes win because they're going to pass the torch. That seems just about par for the course. So why not? I'll rep him. What up, Noah Heron? Unlucky is the word to describe that one. Both teams, though, forcing a turnover on each other's second possession. Here goes Stroud off the play action. Stays upright. Fires downfield. And a superhuman play from number 7. Dead to rights in the backfield. He sheds a sack and makes a throw. What a play from C.J. Stroud. Wow, this game is actually crazy. Unbelievable. Turning back the clock to his rookie season and then a movement up front. The offensive line reminding CJ why they didn't make a deeper playoff run either of the last couple of years. They'll move them back 5 yards. Is that Alexander with a missed sack? I don't think it was. I think it was Kyle Van Noy. Could be wrong, though. Take a second look. Yeah, 53. That's him. False start makes it a 1st and 15. Christian Kirk being followed here in man coverage by Marlon Humphrey, who now stands still. Check down football caught by Mixon. Went the wrong way and only find a pair of yards there. Finally time to catch our breath after a crazy last couple of plays. It's kind of picture the worst makes QB stats look bad when it isn't entirely their fault. I agree it's the worst, but at the same time, it's, you know what? For Madden's sake, I love it. You don't see stuff like that happen nearly enough. 2 backs in the backfield here, including Nick Chubb, his first year in Houston. Pass, though, goes to Christian Kirk. He'll pick up 10. And a good strike there from C.J. Stroud. Not sure what he had for breakfast this morning, but whatever it is, I might eat it. Because he woke up feeling extracurricular today. That was one heck of an interception and a throw. Offense and defense now on the same page here, and more movement up front. They will go 5 yards back again. Wow. 2 false starts in 4 plays. That's brutal. Actually, it's more like 2, isn't it? 1st down and 3rd down. Wow. 2nd false start in the last couple of plays for Houston. Not on the same page, but C.J. Stroud once again gonna do it himself inside the 20. That is a 22-yard pickup. Texans threatening once more. Just so you guys know, the pick'em that determines the placement for the fantasy football, 100% goes to chaos this week. New set of downs once again for Houston. 4-man rush from Baltimore. Not enough to get home. It's the rookie Higgins. Breaks 1 tackle, and it takes all the effort from Kyle Hamilton to take him down after a 9-yard pickup. Every single year, the pick'em that is the fantasy pick'em just gets absolutely crazy. This year, it's not going to fail either. How about it? Ball down to the Raven 11. Mixon trying to get going here inside the 10, 1st and goal with a 6-yard carry. Quick opening half, though. My goodness, I haven't even looked at how long I've been streaming for. Not even 25 minutes, and we are less than 4 to go in the 2nd quarter. How many members are you up to? We are up to 13, thanks to the generosity of Chili and all of you guys as well. C.J. Stroud makes an adjustment at the line. On 1st and goal, handoff to Mixon. Cuts right, finds a gap, and finds the end zone. What a drive for Houston. Texans back in the lead. Whoa. Baltimore Ravens are on upset alert once again from the bank. Big time touchdown for Joe Mixon. Bounced off that tackle way too easily. Ravens are 1-3, as are the Houston Texans, probably the two most disappointing teams in the sim this year. I would say Rams, Texans, and Ravens. I put the Chiefs, Chiefs are 2-2. That's okay. Lions probably up there as well. They're 2-2. It just hasn't been too pretty for them. Packers at 1-3 as well. Fairbairn's extra point is up and good, reinstating a 7-point Texan lead. Consider doing a separate members-only fantasy league, getting plenty of people to support it. That is a potential possibility. I think a lot of the people that were gifted memberships, though, in a random fashion, aren't the most active people, so it could be hard to get a hold of them. But I will say, mods and members, if the pick'em spots go unclaimed, will be the first to be notified and pick up those spots. I'm thinking if you finish first in the pick'em, you get the first pick type of deal. I think I might do that this year. Ravens back in possession of the football. Their deficit is a touchdown. Once again, they have played from behind almost all season long. And Lamar Jackson, really not the whole reason that's been the case. However, he has turned the football over in some pretty bad places this season. Can't believe the Chargers beat the Lions last week. I'm not entirely shocked by it, but Hall of Fame games usually pretty close. That game was a blowout. 3:16 and all 3 timeouts here for Lamar Jackson. Trying to tie this game up one more time before half, and that's not looking too promising. Will Anderson Jr., 6-yard CFL. Fully expected to roll with the G League again. Hey, at this point, I might have to put myself in that league. My pick'em is not looking any prettier. I'm 0-2. Might be 0-3 after this, not going to lie. 2nd down and 16. And they go right back to Derrick Henry. They trust him with all of their confidence to get back to the line of scrimmage. He will do just that. 3rd and 10 coming up for the Ravens. Lions look lost during the Hall of Fame game. Yeah, the Hendon Hooker interception. I don't think he threw one. Who threw the near pick 6? That was a bad ball. Texans defense again will bring some pressure. That time not going to work out. Mark Andrews off to the races down at the Houston 30. Gamble does not pay off for D'Amico Ryan's guys. And at the 2-minute warning, Ravens going to leave off with momentum. Down a touchdown. C.J. Gardner-Johnson went for the heroic play once again. That time winds up, falling victim to Mark Andrews. One heck of a catch and run there. Veteran tight end here in Baltimore. As he's in motion, fresh out of the 2-minute warning. Here goes Jackson again, up top, connecting with them. Up the sideline, he'll pick up 2. Modest gain there, nothing crazy. It was Kyle Allen, yeah, you're right. That was a terrible pass, not gonna lie. Browns are 2-3, yes they are. Upset win over the Ravens, upset win over the Vikings. Pretty much any win for the Browns this season is going to be an upset win. We are favored to win one game, and that's against Tennessee in December. Andrews picks up 2 more, his 4th catch already. Trying to find the football. A time or 2 more on this possession. He gets exactly what he wants. This time picking up 6. He is cooking right now, isn't he? That is his 4th catch, actually. Should reiterate. Clock is stopped once again, though. Guess they just beat purple teams. True. That's a good point. Could be 4-down territory here for Baltimore. If push comes to shove. Lamar Jackson, though, from the shotgun, looking to convert. From the 22, down Main Street he goes. Rashad Bateman breaks free. That goes for 19. 1st and goal, and now they will want to take their time amidst the tie ball game. Browns and Saints with 2 wins. Hey, Saints got a chance at number 3 this week. How about that? Still a 4-way tie for the NFC South right now. Easily the most competitive division this season. There's Andrews in the end zone, and we are just about tied again. Mark Andrews' legacy drive right there. Game's having himself a day. Baltimore responds to the calling. This game seeming to go back and forth all day long. Who's going to put that to an end? Huge for the program. We got 23 people in here now. Don't forget to like the stream. pure entertainment right now. Games is loving it. Call that Lamar and Mark Andrews, best friends, of course. What up, Henry? Already 0-2, go Ravens. Hey, man. Me too. Extra point on the way for Tyler Loop. It is up and good. And we are all square from the bank. Texans and Ravens knotted up at 14. Well, let's take a look at the Ravens schedule, I guess, for next week. I got to figure out who they play. I don't remember off the top of my head. I would love if they played Pittsburgh. That would set up for a really good stream in the next Madden. But instead, they play the Rams. Not a bad game, actually. Not at all. Then they have their bye week. Then they take on Chicago. Wish I had more time. I used to stream all the way through like 7 or 8 weeks. Only going to get through 6 this year. Not even sure I'll post highlights past week 4. Still contemplating that. Looks like the rookie Higgins on the return here. Out to the 31-yard line. And so C.J. Stroud, 1 incompletion the entire first half. Back out looking to cook up a go-ahead drive with a $104 and all 3 timeouts. If the Saints end the season with more wins than the Chiefs, I'm going to do something crazy. No way. Not a world in that. Is that going to happen? Stroud on 1st and 10. Immediate outside pass caught by Kirk. That goes for 11. Hard to believe our fantasy quarterbacks this week, Tyler Shuck and Anthony Richardson. I forgot I took Shuck. It's going to be so funny when he has 5 touchdowns this week. It is going to be absolute cinema. We'll see. No stats yet today for Roquan Smith in the box on a 1st and 10. Stroud not going in his direction very much, and why would you? Kirk is open again. Across the 50-yard line. Yeah, I think the Saints and the Browns are in a very similar spot, can't lie. It's cool, though. Will the Chargers sweep the Chiefs this season? It'll be entertaining. Clock is stopped with 54 seconds here. High snap is collected. Offensive line still not doing Stroud any favors. Nico Collins is, though. Stroud over 200 first half passing yards. Texans are into Cambia Fairbairn range and set to take a halftime lead. I think Joe Flacco's pretty much a lock to start, in my opinion at least. He's earned that spot years and years ago. Why not him? Texans take their opening timeout. C.J. Stroud looking for another quick pass, and this time Van Noy will secure his sack. Stroud bounced off of his earlier one. Not this time around. Timeout number 2 taken by Houston. And the leg of Fairbairn going to be tested at this range. That sack might prove to be vastly important if they can't salvage a couple yards in the next few plays. What is the strategy looking like after a 9-yard loss? Extra blitzer coming again. Stroud goes sideline, catches dropped. Rookie looking for a marker. Not going to get one. Good timing there. That was Jair Alexander, I think, and it was. Former Packer. Coming over here from not too long ago. Raven fans are on their feet here on a 3rd and 19. Stroud goes down the middle. Catch is made. First down is converted. Needed 19. They get 20. Dalton Schultz with a huge catch as time becomes an issue for Houston. I don't think Parsons is going anywhere, not going to lie. D'Amico Ryans trying to hang on to his final timeout. No huddle here. Pass going up top. End zone found. Wide open. Dalton Schultz again. Alexander cooked in the dust. Another great drive for another tight end. Dalton Schultz out wide. Alexander just forgot about him. Texans take a halftime lead. Tight ends having themselves quite a day. What up, Loaded Locks Gaming? That feels realistic. Hey, it's because it is. 13 seconds to go. Does Baltimore have time for a Lamar legacy drive? We'll see. Fairbairn, though, going to have to split the uprights first and foremost. Ravens trying to get home here on a block. Not going to happen. Extra point up and through. And that is another 7-point Texan lead. Based on how this game has been going, though, no lead is safe. They have gone back and forth twice now. Will Baltimore make it 3 for 3? Much appreciated, man. Yeah, I have no idea why Jair Alexander is getting cooked in press coverage against the tight end. Sounds about like Madden. Although they've had a very, very good opening week, so I have no idea what's going on there. I say Madden's had a good week as if yesterday's stream didn't nearly fall apart. It did on my end. There's that for you. But today they're having themselves quite a good outing. It's Sunday, that's why. Touchback here for Baltimore. They will come out to the 30-yard line as Lamar Jackson is looking for a deep ball, possibly to Mark Andrews, 30 yards downfield, trying to get into Tyler loop range. Had a few, hey man, you're good. Kick back, relax, and enjoy it. They come out, though, looking like a Derrick Henry rush. That's exactly what happens as he cuts up the middle. And Baltimore does not think twice about maintaining this possession at halftime. It's the Texans 21, the Ravens 14, and Baltimore will receive the second half kickoff. Let me get the live poll out to you guys here. Take a vote on who you think is going to win based on the score and scenario. Ravens down a touchdown based on this game, though, should be tied after this drive. Well, Houston's defense forced their second turnover. Vote now. Reminder that only 3 of the 37 people picked Houston in this game. I myself was shocked to hear that. I don't think I would have picked Houston. I didn't. But the difference between these two teams, not as large as some people think. Ravens start with great field position, though, in the third quarter. Return taken out to the 33. Derrick Henry having himself a decent day. 8 carries, 41 yards, and 3 trucks on defenders. Got 26 people in here. Don't forget to like the stream if you haven't yet already. We're shooting for the big 2-0 today. Wish Damian was here as today, man. That stream was unforgettable. He's a good dude. Once Arizona plays this week, I'm sure he will show his face then. Maybe Seattle for an NFC West game. We'll see. Second half is underway from the bank. And here goes Lamar Jackson. Finds DeAndre Hopkins. His first catch today is a gain of 5. D-Hop is on the board. Took a while, but he got there. If the Ravens lose again, I have nothing to say about the Ravens, yeah. I mean, let's be real, though. I really think they could start the season 1-4. Bills, they'll beat the Browns, but the rest of the 4 teams I'll go through here in a minute. It's possible. 4 on the line for Houston. Flowers again in motion. His only target wound up an interception. Gets the swing pass here, and he goes backwards. Loss of 2. Jalen Petrie brings them down. What up, Lav? All good, man. And what up, Gaming Lab? Good to have both of you guys tuning in here. Second half action. Baltimore trying to convert a 3rd and 7. That's going to turn to 3rd and 12 real quick. Another false start penalty. That is our 3rd of the game. Have we ever seen that many in one? Now, I'm serious, though. Bills in Buffalo week 1 could be a loss. Against my Browns, they're going to win. Who did they play in week 3? Lions? Texans here. Last week as well. Not an opening schedule you want to see if you're a Ravens fan. Deep pass here for Lamar Jackson. Knocked away, incomplete. Pass is broken up downfield. Lamar Jackson took a stab. Is it Packers? I don't think it's Packers week 3. Oh, you're talking about. Is it? Did they play the Packers week 4? I don't think they did. Jordan Stout steps through for this punt. First of the game, by the way, for either team, as Barrios going to bring this one out. Not a bad return, actually, to the 34-yard line. No, who'd they play in week 4? Why can't I remember off the top of my head? Let me take a look. Week 4. Oh, Kansas City. They absolutely could start 1-4. I don't think they will. It'll probably be 2-3 or 3-2. But You see what I mean, though? Like, I don't know. First possession of the third quarter for Houston begins with a Joe Mixon inside zone for 3. Roquan Smith finally in the stat sheet. Here in week number 5 with a live chill. They were both 1-2, exactly. And even KC not having a good year. Not losing to Detroit, really? I don't know. Run-heavy formation here. 2 receiver, 2 tight end set for Stroud. Outside handoff goes to Mixon, swarmed by Ravens, and he goes nowhere. Odefa Owe gets the tackle, but Roquan Smith right there alongside Trenton Simpson. Beat Detroit 38-6 last time. That was like 2 years ago, though. Lions have only gotten better. All of a sudden, it is a 3rd and 7 for Houston's offense. Stroud again looking for a conversion. 5-man rush, gonna get home, pass deflected, and incomplete. Raven defense does well. I'm not saying it's a guaranteed 1-4. I just think it's very possible the Ravens start the year 1-4. They don't usually start the season very well. As Tommy Townsend, the former Chief, on for the punt here. Terrific kick all the way down to the 13, and return taken up to the 19 by Webster. We are rescheduling the doubleheader to tomorrow, I'm sorry to disappoint there. I got home from work way too late today. Honestly, very gassed. I got a lot to catch up on, sleep included. Don't forget to value that in your life. I haven't gotten more than like 6 hours in 3 or 4 days, so gonna lock in on that tonight. Ravens looking to tie the game here at 21 apiece. 7:20 left in the third. Inside pass is all in by Rashad Bateman. He has been the short pass guy this afternoon. Jackson, though, wish he could have broke free for a couple more yards. Ravens start the year great every year. Just last year started 0-2. I don't think they start great every year. What was the year they lost to the Raiders on Monday Night Football? I don't know. Lamar Jackson from the empty. 5 targets to pick out. On 2nd and 7. Gonna step up a design quarterback run. He'll pick up 6. Up to the 27. No, that was week 2 they lost to the Raiders. That was 2021. Yeah, they beat the Chiefs on Sunday Night Football. I guess they were okay. I don't know. Third and 2 for Baltimore. Once again, backs against the wall. Gotta have it. Will they go to their go-to guy in Mark Andrews? Quick pass to the outside, blown up immediately. Tight end screen was the call, and Isaiah Likely never broke free. Danielle Hunter, you could see him up there working on the left tackle, and he never got away from it. And so Jordan Stout back onto the field, but a busy third quarter for punters here at M&T Bank Stadium. Good kick, though. Fair caught at the 25. Field has been flipped in Baltimore. Stroud only has 3 incompletions now. 23 of 26. How about that day for number 7? Started 2-0, 2022, 1-1. Yeah, I mean, again, they've had okay years. And I'm not just talking the first 2 weeks. Maybe they've been better than what I can remember, but I don't know. 6:02 to go now here in Baltimore. Stroud got a hand off to Mixon. Can this offense get going? Not just yet. Mixon has not played very well today. Less than 2.5 yards a carry. Denver-Philly game still going to happen on Thursday? Absolutely. As of right now, that is still scheduled to be our opening game of Madden 26. Backup tight end Brevin Jordan in here on 2nd down and 8. Extra blocker for Joe Mixon. Finally breaks one free. 9-yard gain and a Texan first down. Yeah, honestly, I think Baltimore will take care of Houston. I'd say 2-3 might be their floor. We'll see. 31-2 in Houston. That is true. Midway point of the third period. Right back to Mixon they go. Baltimore all over it this time. Spins free for now, doesn't last forever. He'll lose a pair. Defense eventually got home. They got to work on their tackling in practice next week. Hasn't been the best for Baltimore. They did stop running it. That's when their offense faltered. Defense, though, winning these first down battles could prove to be big. And there's the second down battle won as well. Marlon Humphrey read that one the entire way. Joe Mixon loses even more. 5 yards the wrong direction. Could this be the turning point? Looking like a 3-3 double mug here for Baltimore. Stroud going to launch this one downfield, and Nico Collins pulling free. 71-yard touchdown, and Houston pulling away on the road. Absolute time from C.J. Stroud as the rookie cooked. What another deep ball from number 7. Just the 3 incompletions and a crowd silencer at M&T Bank Stadium. Malachi Starks with a rookie moment right there, forgetting his assignment. Unfortunate. Yeah, CPU was not liked Baltimore, not liked Houston, not liked Miami, not liked Green Bay, not liked Detroit. There's a lot of teams they really haven't liked this year. Teams they have loved, and I'm like, really? I would say Indianapolis has to be number 1. New Orleans probably number 2. Tennessee number 3. Extra point is up and good. Fairbairn makes it a 28-14 advantage for Houston. Texans haven't scored a touchdown on the Ravens since 2020. Is that the last time they played them outside of last year, though? It's probably the case. That 2020 Texans team was terrible, too. That was the, I think it was the last Deshaun Watson year. He had a crazy good statistical year, but that team was awful. Not gonna lie. This game, though, starting to trend in a bad direction for Baltimore. Forcing a 3rd and 17, you give up the first down, and even worse, a touchdown on the same play. Got to just drop it to a cover 4 there and call it a day. Not the case, though. Lamar Jackson going to have to put his cape on again. 14 minutes to go here in regulation. Raven offense has been outgained by nearly double here at home. That has been the case most of the season. Jackson off of a helmet, nearly intercepted by Hunter. Would have been a big man touchdown for the ages. I needed that one so badly. Allowing 28's crazy? Yeah, probably. I think 7 of that was off a turnover, though, to be fair. Patrick Ricard checking back in on 2nd and 10. Jackson going to go back to work outside, caught by Andrews, breaks 1 tackle, but he'll lose a yard. Kalen Bullock, another brutal tackle made. Nico Collins, 71-yard touchdown there, Retro. Who got burned last second? That was Malachi Starks on that touchdown. I think I saw number 24. 3rd and forever once again for Baltimore. Got to stop putting themselves in these situations. Can King Henry bail him out? He's hoping to, staying upright, and finally coming to the rescue is Derek Stingley. And the Boo Birds are out in Baltimore, and rightfully so. Henry tried to do everything he could there. Did not last. Jordan Stout on for the punt, though. His 3rd of the quarter as he gets this one off his right foot. Barrios with a fair catch at the 31. Houston up 14 with the football in cruise control on the road. There's their last possession. It was number 24, Malachi Starks there. Getting torched, and that was the previous touchdown Dalton Schultz scored on Jair Alexander. Bad day for this Raven defense. Going to get even worse here. C.J. Stroud sure hoping so. Handoff is to Joe Mixon. He gets this drive started with a 5-yard pickup. What up, Devontae Miller? What up, Dylan Holmes? My Bears offensive line was the weakest last season, not Caleb Williams. Sorry, in my opinion. I kind of agree with you. I think Caleb really turned it up. I think that win against the Packers in Week 18 meant a lot more to that team than people are going to give him credit for. Might be some momentum into next year. 2nd and 5, RPO right side, a wide open Christian Kirk, and that is just enough to move the sticks. What more I've got? Ravens do suck at this sim. I have no idea what's going on with them. Taking a look at our live poll, 24 votes are in, and 58% on the Ravens. Majority not looking too good here. We'll see. Under 2 to go now in the 3rd quarter. Questionable spot there from the officials. Stroud, though, once more downfield. Strike delivered right in the breadbasket. Isaiah Higgins again. Another absolute beauty. 1st and 10 inside the 30. Iowa State Cyclone making a tornado on the football field. Stroud trying to get up to 400 yards passing. Might be the turning point in his season. There goes Joe Mixon again. Mean stiff arm as he's still going out to the 15. Another hard-headed carry for the former Bengal. This game means a little extra to number 28. Wow. 1st and 10 again. Ravens need a turnover now more than ever. Right side pitch goes to Mixon. Up top he goes, breaks one tackle, and he's taken down by Marlon Humphrey. Again, it's the first wave that doesn't work out. And the Ravens are finding out quickly that is a recipe for disaster. Man. Do we have one more snap in the 3rd quarter? C.J. Stroud from the gun. Looking to go out on a bang. Steps up, throws on the run. Back in the end zone. Catch is made. Christian Kirk. And is that the ball game? What up, Chili? This is crazy. Wow. Raven fans in complete disarray as Houston takes a 3-score lead on the road. Upset could be happening for sure. Madden really makes Lamar look like Johnny Football. He really does, doesn't he? I wish the Madden Lamar would run the football a little bit more. Doesn't happen, though. Extra point up and good. Fairbairn makes it a 21-point Texan advantage as we head to the 4th quarter. C.J. Stroud has been an absolute machine. There is no doubt about it. He's getting a drug test tomorrow. Looking like Week 1 Baker Mayfield. What up, Trex? You have Baltimore. Only people today that had Houston. The mock draft guy, who was going to be 3-0, by the way, he picked the Niners, the Browns, and the Texans. And good news for diehard Fins fan, he has Miami tomorrow. So if anything is telling us ball knowledge, it might be that. Ruby Moose 735 also with Houston, and Game Sonic with the Texans as well. Ravens looking for a monumental comeback to at least force overtime here. 9:56 to go in regulation. This is nuts. I suspect this won't be the case in Madden 26. I hope so. I would like to see more realistic football. You guys all know we really don't get that here. Not very often, at least. C.J. Stroud, 350 yards passing. Justice Hill begins this drive at running back. Derrick Henry gets the opening play off. Handoff goes inside, and maybe they should have thought twice about that. Didn't work out so well for him. Azeez Al-Shire there with the tackle. That was the guy that hit Trevor Lawrence ridiculously hard last year. Got that suspension. I am now going to be 0-3. You are correct. I might go 0-14. Honestly, it might be more impressive than going 14-0. Lamar Jackson from the empty here. Justice Hill in motion behind him. Swing pass goes in his direction, and nobody blocking for him. Just a 1-yard scamper. Where is Derrick Henry? Perhaps he got hurt on that play, on that screen pass? I have no idea. Couldn't tell you. Nonetheless, though, they need him on the field if he's available. Rams-Ravens next week. Both teams might be 1-4. Crazy but true. Derrick Henry back out here on 3rd and 9. Spent the first 2 plays without him. Can they use his ability here to the best of their knowledge? They will not. Incomplete. Another field screen pass. Raven offensive line just not moving fast enough today. That has been the case since the opening kickoff. Well, what do you do here? You got to go for it. John Harbaugh has to keep the offense going. Looking to reach the 38-yard line to keep the game alive. Lamar Jackson down the middle does just that. Zay Flowers finally in the receiving column. That took way too long to happen, but it does eventually. I might have had one earlier, actually. Not sure if it was ruled a catch or a rush, though. Little swing pass from Lamar Jackson. We'll take a look at the post-game stats. Stick around for those. Raven offense still has hope to come back somehow. Aspirations of good fortune in due time. Jackson goes left sideline, caught by Hopkins. That's his second catch. And his 6-yard pickup will propel Baltimore across the 50-yard line. 21-0 run for Houston, dating back to the second quarter. They have been on a tear offensively. Where has this been all season? Back-to-back AFC South losses to Jacksonville and Tennessee. Stroud ended that game last week with the interception to seal a Titan victory. They're 2-2 now through the opening 4 weeks. Check down, caught by Andrews. He'll pick up 2. Anybody else excited to watch Brandon Pruna but bust out the curse wheel again? Oh, absolutely. Sometimes if I don't have time to watch the video, I just go straight to the end. Luckily, the Browns are never going to touch that wheel for the next, 2 years probably. It was fun while it lasted, though. Jackson from an empty pocket. 3rd and 2. And that changes here with Justice Hill in motion. Jackson goes down the middle. Pass is somehow caught. Dangerous ball, though. No doubt about it. Ooh. That's the second worst pass thrown today. I still think C.J. Stroud's hospital ball to Dalton Schultz was even worse. Wow. D-Hop is up top here on 1st and 10. Will Jackson look his direction? The answer is yes. The first down is converted. Time, though, is becoming a major factor. I don't know if the Ravens are going to have enough. They have to score at minimum before the 5-minute mark, in my opinion, if they want to have a chance. We'll see. Jackson again trying to keep the pedal to the metal here. 6 to go in the 4th quarter. Pass going down low. It's caught. That is Justice Hill. That is not a very bad-looking play. Only problem is he doesn't get out of bounds. I don't know. Was it worth it? We'll see. Henry back in on 2nd and 3 from the Texan 15. Back up tight end Isaiah Likely in motion. No catches for him yet today. Will he find his first here? Screen pass caught by Andrews. He'll pick up 2. Yeah. I just think they are doing a little bit too much. Put in Caleb 4th quarter magic. Hey, they might have to call him up from the bullpen. You just never know. 29 people in here, by the way. If you're hitting the exit early, don't forget to like the stream on your way out. Really helps the algorithm. Gets new people in here. In now to the bottom half of the 4th quarter. Ravens still down a full 21 points. Looking for a miracle. Starts here on 3rd and 1. Jackson steps up, takes off, looking end zone, and he gets it. Step 1 is complete. All right. 2nd rushing touchdown today for Lamar Jackson. So fantasy-wise, not looking too shabby. That'll work out there. See if Baltimore wants to go for 2. Maybe. We'll see. Might save it for the next one. And it seems like they will. Tyler Loop is on for the point after attempt. Up and good. Ravens cut the deficit down to 14. Yeah, over 5 minutes spent on that drive, though. Not necessarily what you want to see if you're trying to come back from 3 touchdowns down. Not gonna lie. I think I'm going to try to go through and update the score here. Not to say Houston's got this game won. I kind of hope the Ravens come back for my pick'em's sake, but it's just not looking too good. Couple Texan first downs will put this game in the history books. But let me know who you're rooting for in this game and in the season in general. Would love to know. what the audience is looking like today. Short kick again. Barrios on the return up to the 35-yard line. Seattle is also 1-3, I think. Sam Darnold might actually be the worst quarterback in my entire sim. Him, Jordan Love, and Matthew Stafford, I think without a shot of a doubt, are bottom three. That said, though, who did they play this week? I don't know why I don't remember. They had battle, though, pretty good. Overtime loss to Pittsburgh. That one, Aaron Rodgers' first game, the 2025 season in New Unis. That's a dangerous ball. Marlon Humphrey on the pass breakup. Almost flipped the game on its head. Seattle takes on Tampa this week. That'll be a heck of a game. At Lumen Field as well. That game will be in Madden 26. That should be fun. See if they can get it done there. Might be the type of game to save a season. Handoff goes to Mixon. Inside cut, good vision. Rewarded with an extra yard or two. He is over 50 rushing yards. JSN could be a fantasy sleeper IRL this year. Hard to tell, though, how much his production is going to be cut. Not going to lie. We'll see. I'll give it to him, though. Why not? 3rd and 4. Raven defense looking for a stop. Not going to get it. Wide open is Christian Kirk, but he coughed up the football. Kyle Hamilton recovers, and it's time for the opening Raven turnover. Hold your horses. Hang on a minute. And this game is far from over. Roquan Smith comes from behind, and Peanut punches that one free. Ravens take over. Oh, boy. This game is kind of shaping out to be interesting. All he has to do is go down there, and 2 more minutes come off the clock. Unprepared from behind, though. I also just started to update the score and standings. We'll see. Still like a 95% chance they don't win. We'll see. 4:03 to go. Still have all 3 timeouts as well. Quick touchdown here, and this game becomes very interesting. Jackson backpedaling, and he's sacked. Daniil Hunter has made his impact felt from the opening snap, and a 7-yard sack sends Baltimore right back in the wrong direction. First of the day for Houston. Not going to lie, that's going to be a Lamar rush there. He's got to take off with it. Ravens going to try to go quickly here. Inside of 4 minutes, Jackson going deep down the sideline, misfires. And Zay Flowers ran out of room to run. 3rd and 17 now. All that 1 in a million talk? Okay, we'll see. Still kind of looking 1 in a million to me. No jokes here. Jackson with the incompletion. 3rd and 17. What do you got here? Heave of this one. Air under it. One-on-one pass knocked away by Stingley. As Chile celebrates his 2nd month as a member of the channel. Much appreciated once again. Watch this interception. Might be happening here on 4th and 17. Another sack coming up now. He's going to go deep one more time. 2nd, 4th down attempt here for Baltimore. 4th and 17. Lamar Jackson needs some help. Finds a man, but it's dropped by Hopkins. And that might do it. Texan defense gets their offense 7 extra yards to work with inside of Fairbairn range, and any hopes might have just faded away right there. Is it a 2nd day? He was a member back in June of 2023, I think. Very early on there. 3:24 to go here. On 1st and 10, Mixon breaks the tackle. I mean, they just can't bring this guy down on their first try to save their life. Yeah, I guess they don't celebrate the streak as much as the totality, which I'm cool with. I find no personal issue with that. Nonetheless, though, it is much appreciated. Play clock winding down here. 1 more snap before the 2-minute warning. Mixon gets the football once again, taken down by 2 Ravens. Secured him like a seatbelt. And that play will take us to the 2-minute warning. Ravens on the brink of 1-4. Texans, by the way, still going to be last in the AFC South even with a win today. That's how bad the season's been for them. Would be smart here if Houston took it all the way down to the 2-minute warning, which they will. Force the Ravens to take a timeout. All right. Going to go ahead and update the AFC standings. Ravens are 0-4, by the way, in the AFC. Yet to win a conference game through 5 weeks, 3rd and 7. Handoff goes to Mixon. Got the first down and then some. Mixon's got a touchdown. Good night, Baltimore. Whoa. How about it? Houston offense pouring it on. 40-point day for this offensive unit, led by C.J. Stroud. That's crazy. Absolutely wild scenes here at the bank. That is nuts. The Houston Texans. What an upset win. 7 combined people have picked, it's been 6 people have gotten one of the last 2 games right. Period. Extra point is up and good. Texans lead 42-21. Wow. 28-7 run since we were all knotted up at 14. Thought this was going to be an all-time channel classic. Not going to lie, a little bit disappointed there, but beggars can't be choosers. We're going to leave the real entertainment for Madden 26. How about that? If they can provide, usually the first Madden every year tends to do pretty good things. Madden 23, that was the case. 24, not really. I think last year's game was okay. 25 had a very good opening game, though, if I do remember correctly, or 24. Ravens going to have one more drive for pride here. Out to the 27, John Zeller celebrating his 23 months as a channel member. Second longest active streak on the channel. Almost 2 full calendar years. Cannot appreciate that support enough, my friend. Now I got to go with just the score here. Throw that in chat. There it is. Texans 42, Ravens 21. Assuming the final score is going to be that. Probably going to be wrong. I'd have to change that a 3rd time. We'll see, though. 2 years is awesome, though. Not a lot of fans hanging around here for this final possession. Lamar Jackson uncorks one, caught by Hopkins. Timeout taken at the 40-yard line. Good time for some garbage time fantasy points, though, if you were a Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews, or DeAndre Hopkins fantasy guy. Don't mind it. That'll work out okay. What up, Frank? See who stops Mixon/Chubb? I would say the passing game, probably. Over relying on the wide receivers could be an issue. Might have seen our last of King Henry today. Surprise Lamar Jackson not taking a seat on the bench. That check down goes for 5. And now time will begin to fade away. Ravens got to beat the Rams next week. I think they will bounce back. They're at home again. So, I guess we'll see what happens. How many road games? They haven't played very many games on the road at all this year. Been at home a ton. Little success at home. Not a recipe you want to cook up here if you're a Raven fan. Lamar steps left, fires downfield, caught by Flowers. Good ball there from Jackson. And the second timeout taken. Texans fire their OC. He was a bum, couldn't adjust. That's fair. Justice Hill carrying today. He actually might have more points than Derrick Henry. That's not a joke either. You're not wrong. Almost forgot to close the live poll here. Ravens down to their final timeout now. Mark Andrews in motion, had himself quite a second quarter. Very quiet second half. Everybody offensively can relate. There's Hopkins again, though. He's been a little bit boisterous here. Last couple of possessions. Collins on one side, Higgins on the other. Higgins has looked pretty good week in and week out, not going to lie. Finally inside our final minutes. Jackson again looking for total touchdown. Number 4 today. Hopkins again. Check down. Caught. The PPR going nuts. That was terrific for the members only fantasy guy. You said games had both targets? Action Jackson from the no huddle goes left side. Pass is caught again. DeAndre Hopkins again. 1st and goal at the 6. Get the man a touchdown. Stingley / Gardner Johnson locked out. CJ actually had a pick earlier on a deflection. So they have been playing very good defense today. Stingley had a big PBU as well on a 3rd and long one-on-one. Kept his footing. Did very good. This is not the same Houston team we've been watching the last couple of weeks, though. Mentioned earlier, this would be a turning point in somebody's season. Jackson steps right into a sack, and that really sums it up today. Will Anderson Jr. will send the Ravens back to the showers. And that is that. The Houston Texans win in blowout fashion. 42-21 over the now 1-4 Baltimore Ravens. And that is that. We'll take a look at the player statistics for week number 5 between Houston and Baltimore. What a game for C.J. Stroud. Honestly, Lamar played okay, just didn't have the touchdowns to back it up. Mixon actually had a pretty good day. 2 touchdowns there, almost 90 yards. There are the receiving stats. What a game for Nico Collins, though. 5 for 132 touchdowns. And that is your offensive stats. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Should, and I say should, have that doubleheader tomorrow with the Dolphins-Panthers game 1. I actually don't remember what game 2 is, but that is for you guys to be patiently waiting for. So, hope to see you guys there, 7 o'clock and 8:30 tomorrow night. Looking forward to it. Later, guys.